Hey, what's up everyone, especially gamers? Yep, as you can tell, judging by the title of this video, I got the Nintendo Switch. Yep. Yeah, I got the console, basically the by-itself console, you know, the one that comes with, well, the console itself, and the, well, two Joy-Cons. Yep, I will show you in a minute, actually, but yes. But I did buy one game, and the only one I have so far is Splatoon 2. And I think it's a very worthy predecessor to the first game, which was a Wii U exclusive. And, well, not to put the Wii U down, I did like that console. Hell, I even did a top 10 list with a couple honorable mentions here and there. That's pretty much how I show my appreciation for that underrated console. But, with all honesty, it pretty much flopped in comparison to the first Wii and all the other Nintendo consoles that came before it. And this one is pretty much meant to bring Nintendo back up to its full glory. Because, for one thing, yes, it did have lackluster third-party support, and yes, it did have pretty much a lackluster library of games in, you know, the final years that the console went through. With the exception of Breath of the Wild, which came out, and that's the one I obviously bought for the Wii U, and it's an excellent game, by the way, and it pretty much transitioned from that console to this one. And, well, no, I don't really plan on buying the same exact game. I'm sure the graphics are better, and a lot of people say you're really missing out, you know, not playing that game on this console. I mean, a lot of people say that's the many reasons to buy this console. So, yeah, right now there's not really a huge library of games, at least not great ones, but there's a few great ones. And this one so far I definitely recommend if you like the first one. Even if you never heard of Splatoon, I should definitely, you know, any of you should give it a shot. It's strange, but, you know, it's got the same ideas and everything. It takes the necessary steps and has the online, and the online stuff I'll get to in a minute, but the details in the console are, well, okay, everything about this console is pretty simple to figure out and to assemble. There's not much assembly required, obviously, but as you guessed, the reason why it's called the Nintendo Switch is because, well, this is basically the portable version of the console you can take on the go, and you put it in a docking station, and then take these two side things off, which are called Joy-Cons. And, well, you can either play them like this, which is a little awkward and strange, but, and yes, you can also play a two-player with these. This part of the, you know, console is where the learning curve stuff comes in, trying to figure out how to, you know, sync the controllers, you know, make these, you know, one player, second player, and yes, you can buy more of these. I have heard, though, the prices for these things, and you can also get a classic controller and so forth, are, well, supposedly $60 to $80. Yeah, I know, it's insane how we're spending just about the same price, or even more than what we would for a game, for God's sake. I mean, it's just insane. But, mainly, obviously the console comes with this thing, which is what, you know, you use for playing, you know, one player by yourself when the thing is on. Basically, this has to be in the docking port to be able to play like this on your TV screen. And obviously this comes with it, and also these, which I'll get to in a minute, but this is basically for basic analog control, you know, basic non-motion control gameplay, and it also comes with HDMI, like anything else is nowadays. Unless, of course, you want to play with, you know, RCA, which I'm sure there does exist an RCA adapter for this console, but you have to, it doesn't come with this, obviously, the bundle. So, yeah, there's several different bundle packs. There's one with Mario Rabbids. I haven't tried that game out. I heard it's supposed to be good, but I heard some people said it's a little strange and awkward. It does act, you know, crossover games are usually hit or miss nowadays, and some are actually really good, but I'm waiting on a few new titles. I might get ARMS. That actually I heard is supposed to be pretty good. 1-2 Switch is a motion control game, which I heard is really only good with multiplayer. You know, human player. I don't think it has online. Mario Kart 8, I have heard is a superior version over the Wii U one, because for one thing, yes, I did praise Mario Kart 8, but there's one major problem with that version on the Wii U, that is the balloon battle, being that instead of, you know, putting you in a boxed-in area like it's supposed to, instead it puts you in on a race course, which completely ruins it. The version on this console, I heard, Deluxe Edition to be exact, is supposed to be a superior version, and yes, there's supposed to be online on that. And yes, I also did download Sonic Mania, which is so far a great nostalgic trip back to the 90s. It's a mixture of a lot of great Sonic games with a lot of few new twists and turns. It's about $20. You can download it on this console, the PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and so forth. It's only a DLC game, which I was mistaken. I thought at first it was supposed to be on a physical disc. Like anything else, of course, whatever you can get on disc, you can also download, like even Splatoon 2 and Mario Kart, but it's all the same price for about $60. So, yes, if you got a bundle pack with a game, and there's also a Mario Kart 8 one which comes with steering wheels, but it would have costed more than $2.99, which is what I paid for this one. And so, yeah, this is how you basically play with, basic non-motion controls. And now, of course, you get these things. This is how you play with motion controls, especially with second player. I did download a few demos, as you can see on the screen here. The one motion control game, if you can actually call it that, is, of course, with the two players trying to test it out and see what it's like. Yeah, this game's a little awkward. It's something with scissors or some crap. I got a couple other games, Rayman Legends, which is a great trip back to the past with this one. I'd say if you enjoyed the one on Wii U, then, well, judging by the demo, you'll definitely enjoy this one at home and to be able to take on the go. It's basically the same game, actually, so I may or may not get it, depending on if the price drops. It probably will, obviously, since it's not a Nintendo licensed game. But, yeah, I'm probably going to put a pre-order, most definitely, for Mario Odyssey. I think that's going to be like the Mario 64, Super Mario Galaxy of this console. It looks fantastic, judging by the trailers and everything. I mean, what Mario game has let us down? Well, okay, the crappy educational ones have, but come on. The adventure ones have never let us down. Even the one on Wii U, Super Mario 3D World, was great, despite that being a lackluster console, but that didn't stop the enjoyment. As long as it's got a great gameplay and design and level designs, lots of nice colors, and a great soundtrack, that's all that matters. From what I've heard, this console is going to have improved third-party support. It's going to have some Wolfenstein, Doom 2016. I mean, I can't see that being anywhere near as good as the PS4 version, but as long as it has great gameplay and plays well, hell, there's going to be even LA Noire, and online. Okay, I might as well get into this. Yes, this console's online so far is free right now, but don't get used to it, people, because starting next year, they're going to unfortunately start charging for online. So, yep, why? Because every other console company's doing it. Xbox started first, then eventually PlayStation jumped on the bandwagon, and now Nintendo, unfortunately. It's all about the money nowadays. I mean, it's expensive Joy-Con controllers that cost more than a game itself, and now charging for online. Yep, I'm assuming it's going to be subscription. You probably have to either buy it at GameStop or any store, the cards for depending on how long you want your subscription for, or pay it through credit or debit card online. And in case you're wondering what my friend code is, here it is right here, and it's also going to be in the description box below. So, yeah, if you want to play me online, I'm not always guaranteed to be on, but obviously, like I said, I only have this one. I don't have Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. I might get that one if the price goes a little lower, but with Nintendo, it's unlikely because, Nintendo takes their sweet-ass time with lowering prices, at least with Nintendo franchises. But it is kind of sad that they're going to start hopping on that bandwagon. I mean, it's great that they're finally trying to compete with, these two main competitors, because Nintendo's kind of like in their own world, per se. I mean, they're not at part of that at battle. I mean, it's great that they have all these game franchises coming to this console, but Nintendo is made for more of their stuff that they have, license authority for. Like Mario, Zelda, Pokemon, Donkey Kong. Yes, I think there's probably going to be a Donkey Kong game for this. I'm not really 100% sure. There's probably going to be a Smash Brothers, I would think, with online. And, but I did hear they confirmed there's going to be Metroid Prime 4. The release date, they said it's going to be next year, but don't be surprised if it gets pushed, because Nintendo takes their time and make sure the game is done right. I'm hoping it's more like Metroid Prime Trilogy instead of Metroid The Other M, because a lot of people were unhappy with The Other M. I didn't think it was terrible, it just wasn't as fresh or as, fluid as the Prime Trilogy. I mean, that was a perfect example of how Nintendo can transition a masterpiece 2D side-scroller into a masterpiece 3D first-person shooter game. I mean, it was a solid series on the GameCube and Wii, so let's hope for the best out of that. I really like to see F-Zero brought back from the dead, because even though a lot of people said that it's dead and it's going to stay dead. People, they brought Kid Icarus back from the dead after 20 years. Never underestimate Nintendo, people. Never underestimate them. So, otherwise, yeah, I would say this is a really good console. For the price, I'm not really surprised that it was a lot. I mean, remember, PlayStation 3 cost $600 when it first came out, so, and it's about the same price as what the Wii U cost when it first came out. I mean, that's what I paid for it when I got mine. But it is kind of a shame that they put the Wii U down so fast. But there are some flaws, first of all. First of all, unfortunately, right now, I think Nintendo's probably going to fix this problem. There's no YouTube or Internet, Explorer on this thing, unfortunately. Yes, you can access Wi-Fi if you bring it on vacation and trips and stuff, but, yeah, that's kind of the first downer right there. Because the Wii U and even the 3DS had that, so there's not even Netflix on this thing. Another thing is, there's no virtual console. Yes, there's eShop with a couple of old-school games. Like I said, you have Sonic Mania, and you have the Namco Museum thing, as you can tell here. I had the demo downloaded for it. But, yeah, but Nintendo did said they're going to eventually get it on here. So they're kind of dragging their feet a little with this concept, but I think eventually it's going to happen. It would have to, because this is Nintendo's next generation console. I mean, the Wii had it, the Wii U had it, so it has to at some point. But otherwise, it's a great console, so you may not want to get it now, depending on what kind of games you're looking to get. There's going to be a lot more in the near future. Otherwise, I think it's really good and definitely worth playing at home or even taking on the go. That's why it's called the Switch. You can switch it between home and portable, so yeah. So otherwise, games, on the other hand, with reviewing, I'm probably not going to get to them until much later. Right now, I'm kind of in the middle of working on Halloween Horror Fest, so I'm lucky I got this video in the meantime, because, well, Halloween Horror Fest is pretty much right around the corner, people. So, till next time, happy gaming.